My 10-year-old neighbor just threw a cup of water over my cat who was sitting on the fence minding his own business and laughed. So I threw a basin of water over him from the window, and now his dad is at my door going mental, but I don't see the problem. Don't touch my cat. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's kind of just common knowledge. And you know what, dude? I guarantee that kid doesn't do that again. It may have been a little bit of an overreaction, possibly, but at least you know for a fact that that is gonna work. What's up, boys? Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of year yet again. If you're new here, you might not know how we do things around here, but basically at the end of every year, I like to kind of take a trip back and look at some of the highlights, some of the best posts that I've checked out on this beautiful thing we call the internet. And of course, Kids Are Stupid is an absolutely iconic series. I've been doing this for absolutely too many years, and I figured why not start the month off right? Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support that you've given me throughout all the years I've been doing this shit for too long. I know it's like that classic cliche thing that every YouTuber says, but it genuinely has changed my life completely, so I really appreciate it. I know it's a tiny bit early for New Year's resolutions, but let me know in the comments section what your New Year's resolution is. Personally, mine is just to get super jacked. I just want to look like a giant ball of meat. Anyway, without further ado, enjoy the rest of the video, boys. What's the dumbest thing you believed as a child? When I was a preschooler, my mom told me that you weren't allowed to ride a motorcycle or get tattoos unless your mother was dead. One day outside the grocery store, I saw a big, tough-looking dude covered in tats straddling the loudest motorcycle ever. Damned it, 5-year-old me didn't go up to him and ask, "Hey, is your mom dead?" Dude looked at me and said, "Yeah," and I was shocked that my mom was right. He probably was like confused as hell. He probably thought you were some sort of like possessed ghostly apparition that had come to him to like deliver a message from his dead mom or something. I mean, that's what I would think if some preschooler came up to me and asked me if my mom was dead. 2-year-old eating his lunch. Papa's coffee hot? Me, yeah baby, it's hot. Don't touch. 2-year-old, me blow on it for Papa? It was at this point I witnessed with horror my 2-year-old attempt to blow on my freshly made coffee, only to spit a half-eaten chicken nugget straight into it. Hey, you know what? Maybe it adds a little bit of flavor that you weren't really expecting. My 3-year-old calls Flonas, I don't even know what that is, honestly, mommy's special nose medicine, and now my neighbor thinks I do cocaine. Okay, apparently it's pronounced Flonase and it's just allergy relief medicine, but honestly, I think cocaine would do the trick too. I mean, you know, it would definitely make you feel better. My 4-year-old won't tell me what he got me for Christmas, but he did say it's not a bird feeder, so I do have suspicions it might be a bird feeder. Update. It was a bird feeder. Well, you know, he lied to you, I guess. I remember when I was 6, I got a hold of my dad's ID and it had an expiration date. Spent 3 hours crying because I thought he was set to die on that date. He asked me why I was crying and I didn't tell him because I was scared he was gonna cry as well. That would be insane if that was real though. Imagine whenever you get your ID, the day you turn 16, they hand you that thing and the date on it is the day you go. 7-year-old, who's that? Me. That's Jesus' mom, Mary. 7-year-old. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. Me. 7-year-old. That's their last name. Wow, you know, I never thought about it like that, actually. Merry Christmas. You know, it does kind of have a nice ring to it. Every time we get snow, maybe once a year, my kids put a snowball in a plastic bag in the freezer. Then they take out the previous year's snowball and throw it into the yard so it will think it time traveled and get confused. Today was the throwing of the snowball. Genius. Truly genius. I don't know what it is about being a child and you think that every single inanimate object is like a living, breathing thing, because I did the same thing. Like sometimes I would throw something old away that I used to have and didn't have a need for anymore, so I'd toss it and then I'd kind of feel bad for it, like damn, I just threw this thing in the trash and now it's gonna be sad. Kids are the best, man. They get all shocked when you figure out they did something wrong, like, Mom, how'd you know I colored on the table? Because you wrote your name on it? No, but see, you don't understand, okay? That they were getting framed. That was somebody else that wrote their name under the table pretending to be them, and then they asked about it, okay? You got it all twisted around. Me, in bathroom. 7-year-old, knocks. Mommy? Me, yeah, pal. 7. It's me. Me, I know. 7, your son. Knew that too. He just has to make sure that you're okay in there, you know? Everybody knows as soon as you go into the bathroom, you gain amnesia and you forget everything about your life, including, you know, your 7-year-old son who you've been raising for the past 7 years. Just had to manually make holes in this Swiss cheese because my kid refuses to believe it's Swiss unless it has holes. Every time I've had Swiss cheese in my 21 years of living, it's had holes. So I think that the kid is right and the lady is wrong in this opinion. Falling asleep last night and my son kissed me on my forehead and said, "Rest in peace, mommy." I ain't been asleep since. You know, maybe he just thought that it literally meant rest in peace, which is, I guess, kind of what it means, but also not really. My 3-year-old is the only girl at her small daycare. I was thrilled when she started talking about her new friend Piper and how much they love to play. Every day for months, Piper this, Piper that. Finally, I asked the daycare lady about maybe scheduling a play date. Piper is a cat. My dad told my daughter she was the best duster ever, then leaned into me and whispered, "If you tell kids they're amazing at the chore, they don't bitch about doing it." And suddenly I'm questioning if I really was the most amazing weed puller he ever saw. This is kind of genius though. I mean, if you think about it, instead of trying to force your kids to do chores that they hate and then having them be miserable, you can use positive reinforcement, and now they actually want to do the chore because they feel like they're doing something they're really good at. Boom. Kids got a letter telling them to dress as elves. Someone came as Elvis. I can't breathe. Guessing somebody's parent here doesn't know how to read, unfortunately. My kid came home from school yesterday and told me his class is supposed to dress up as Elvis for morning assembly. I told him I think he means elves. He disagreed. I can't wait to hear how this day went when the king returns home. Hold on. Did we just get a connecting post? I've never seen this before. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think Elvis is way cooler than elves anyway. Had a talk with the kids at dinner about New Year's resolutions, but I guess the 6-year-old doesn't quite grasp the concept because she went around the table and told each of us what she thinks we should do better. And you guys, I think she might be onto something. I mean, think about how much better everyone's lives would be if we were all just completely honest with each other about what everybody needs to improve on. If you just hear the shit that you're doing wrong straight up from somebody else, you're much more likely to go and fix it than if you're like, you know, living in your own delusions on your own. And since it was a 6-year-old, you know, they were so honest and did not hold back at all, dude, because kids don't care. I just asked my 8-year-old to quit yelling and he said, "I'm not yelling. This is my voice and all my life I've been whispering. Now I'm free." That's badass, honestly. Bro just unlocked a new voice. What is your favorite place on earth? My house. If you had $100,000, what would you do with it? Put it all on red. Hell yeah, dude. This kid knows how to live. Let's go. He's ready for Vegas. Get him out there immediately. Diner. Waitress. Cops and kids 5 and under eat for free. Me discreetly nudging my 6-year-old. My 6-year-old. I'm a police. I would believe him. I don't know. Y'all, I woke up with a headache and I hear my 9-year-old son in the kitchen, so I asked him to bring me some water and an Aleve. He brings me some water and a leaf. When I tell you I have tears from laughing so hard. That's real dedication though, you know? He probably went outside and like looked around in the backyard for the best possible leaf he could give his mom, you know? Because as a kid, personally, I was into collecting really cool leaves, and I know for a fact that that kid went there with a certain type of leaf in mind. My son got mad at me yesterday and opened all the bananas in the house. What type of passive-aggressive monster? Such a random and specific but petty thing to do. I mean, this kid might be a problem when he grows up, I can't lie. No sadder relationship dynamic than my baby, absolutely obsessed with my 3-year-old, and my 3-year-old continually tells us to throw her in the garbage. Anonymously, I asked kids age 6 to write New Year's resolutions. Here are some favorites. Eat more butter. Build a mud hut. Learn to drive. Try my hardest at everything but not maths. Invent Google. This just brought back an insane memory from when I was a child. My goal when I grew up, when I was probably around this age, was to invent water. I always remember I would tell my dad and my mom that like when I grow up, I'm gonna invent water. I don't really know what I meant by that. I guess maybe like make water without having to use a faucet. I'm not really sure, but I was very determined to invent water. The teacher told kids to draw their mom's hobbies. My mom likes drinking. Insane thing. I bet the mom definitely got a call from the teacher and was like, "Hey, is there something I need to be concerned about here?" I was traveling on a plane across India in the monsoon season when the pilot warned us of a heavy turbulence ahead. The plane shook and bumped up and down as we went through the storm. After 5 very long minutes when nobody spoke a word, it was suddenly all over and calm again. I sank back in my seat, breathing a huge sigh of relief, when a small voice from the back of the plane piped up. "Daddy, tell him to do it again." Now that is a real daredevil in the making right there. That kid's got more guts than me, honestly. Every time I go in a plane and there is like the slightest bit of turbulence, I seriously think I'm like about to die. I start looking out the window of the plane and I'm like, you know, if we fell right now, I would just be dead. Dear Tooth Fairy, I accidentally swallowed my tooth. Please check my poop. Please, can I get money? Hudson, help. I need money to buy a Undertale. $0 raised of $190 million. I need money to buy Undertale, please. I mean, guys, what are we doing here? Why are we not donating? He only needs $190 million. Do you guys seriously don't have that? Seriously? Alright, whatever. My son spit water on the kitchen floor. A couple of minutes later, he runs through the kitchen and slips and falls. We go to the hospital and x-rays say he broke a part of his legs. A couple of weeks later, the hospital bill comes in the mail. We owe $3,500 for the visit. I just know this looked so cartoonish when this happened, dude. He spits and then he slips on his own spit. Probably looked like it was straight out of Looney Tunes. You know, this kind of reminds me actually, and I kind of want to ask, have any of you guys watching this video ever slipped on a banana peel? Is that a thing that actually happens? Do people really slip on banana peels? If you've done that, let me know. And let me know what happened afterward. Were you embarrassed? What happened? My daughter met Poop and Pee at the city wastewater treatment exhibit and cried when we had to leave them. Poop and Pee? Imagine your full-time job is to dress up in the poop costume for the wastewater treatment exhibit. Like, what do you even tell somebody when they ask what you do for work? You know, you can't admit that. My oldest just threw up at school, so I went to pick him up, and on the car ride home, he threw up some more. I had him take a bath while I cleaned out the truck. It smelled like Doritos, which I discovered is why he's homesick. His friends had a chip eating contest at lunch. He won. Listen, alright? You gotta do what you gotta do, okay? The competition isn't gonna win itself. What's a little bit of puke when you can have the, you know, glory of winning the Dorito eating contest for the rest of your life? Puking is temporary. That glory lasts forever. My friend's toddler babbled, "Don't forget to subscribe," as he was put to bed. Kid watches so much YouTube he thought it means goodbye. Hell yeah, dude. Teaching him right from a young age. That's people like me's fault, you guys. So sorry about that. This is also layered in like 3 separate subreddits. It got posted in r/thathappened, which means somebody didn't believe that this tweet is even real. And then somebody else posted that and nothing ever happens. Apparently there's some discourse happening on whether this tweet is actually a real thing or not. You know, that's nice and all, but I'm a little bit confused as to why there's just a giant picture of Poe on the wall there. Honestly, I wish Poe was my dad. That would be pretty badass. I was just about to ask when they were gonna make a new Kung Fu Panda movie, so I like looked it up, and then apparently they made one last year. I never saw this. I didn't know it existed. Is it even good? I don't even know. Watching little cousins, 8-year-old singing that Steve Lacy song that got really popular. Baby, you got something in your nose. Sniffing that K, do you feel the hole? Me? Dude, do you even know what a K-hole is? 8-year-old. Yeah, I'm not dumb. I know it means butthole. Me realizing he thinks the lyric is sniffing that butt, do you feel the hole? That is absolutely correct, and I'm sorry I doubted you. Nah, it's actually widely known that 8-year-olds love ketamine. It's a well-known fact. When I was 8 years old, the only thing I cared about was Legos, Hot Wheels, and horse tranquilizer. What's the dumbest beliefs you had as a child? When I was 4 or 5, I swore that bird seeds grew birds, thus the name. When my parents asked me to prove it to them, I planted a pile of bird seeds. The next day, there were loads of birds where I planted the seeds, showing I was right. To be honest, he could be right. We don't really know for sure. Unless you sat and watched the bird seeds from the second you planted them till, you know, when the bird showed up. They could have grown from there. Who knows? Dude, I've seen these videos before of this guy who like pretends to be a statue, and so many people go up to him and like kick him or like, you know, slap him or do all this stuff. This girl just straight up kicked the dog. What the hell is the point of that? Do you guys see a single parent in this video? I don't, and I think that is the cause of the problem here.
You wanna play hide and go seek? All right, I'll start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm coming find you. Where's he at? Where is he at? I don't see him. Memphis, where you at? Oh, there he is. I'm gonna get you.
Honestly, I think I'm with the kid on this one. I mean, you're playing hide and seek in the worst possible space. Like, where the hell are you supposed to hide? It's a giant open field. I also like how it took the kid like 4 straight seconds to process that he was already counting. Like, for the first 3 seconds of him counting, he just stood there and looked at his face and smiled. He had no idea. When I was in elementary school, I thought that the reason we were supposed to capitalize the first letter of people's names was as a sign of respect. So I always refused to capitalize the name of my 4th grade teacher or George Bush, because I did not respect them. Lowercase, derogatory. You know, this kind of makes sense. I don't know how, but it kind of does. I think I'm gonna start using this as a way to like shade people without them really realizing. From here on out, all right, if we got beef and I don't actually want to tell you that we got beef, I'm just gonna spell your name lowercase and I'll let you figure it out on yourself. So Kenny decided to lay down face first in the bath like she was going to bed and practically drown herself. OMG. Well, maybe she would have, you know, grown gills or something and survived. Maybe she already has gills and she was just like awakening to her superpower, you know, and you stunted that. And now you just have a regular ass kid instead of the deep, which, you know, I guess might not be such a bad thing after all. What do we call the science of classifying living things? Racism. Not quite. Not quite. You're kind of there, but not really.
Oh. Turn. Jackson, you're spilling water. You gotta drink. Look at Harmony. Harmony don't know how to do it either.
I do turn around before.
There is no way, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a single person not know how to drink out of a drinking fountain. It's kind of concerning, honestly. Like, how do you not know how to drink? That's kind of, it came pre-installed on you as a human. It literally looks like he's trying to eat it. He's trying to eat the water. Alexa, play Holding Out for a Hero. Alexa, repeat. My 6-year-old has been listening to the same song on repeat for nearly 2 hours.
He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast.
He's just feeling himself, you know? Maybe he thinks he's in a movie. You can't hate on that. You really can't.
Big one? Does it look like a crab?
You know, I have the same problem actually, but instead of floaties, it's just I can't eat anything because of my gigantic muscles. So I feel you, kid. I really do. One day you may grow up and be as ripped as me and you'll have the same problem without the floaties. Having a normal one at the ice cream shop. My 2-year-old is playing dead and my 3-year-old is giving her CPR on the ground. What? And what is everybody else in the ice cream shop doing? They're just all sitting around watching this go down?
Kalea, what does that say up there?
No one says milk, you moron.
Wait, hold on. I kinda understand what she's saying. No one saves milk, you moron. Looks like the real moron is whoever put this up there. Am I right, guys? Genuinely, how does this happen? How do you get stuck in a ladder like WWE style? Ringing the doorbell with the tongue, and of course his tongue is blue too, so at least you know that he enjoyed a nice blue popsicle before getting stuck in a ladder somehow. That's so embarrassing. I mean, what do you even do until somebody comes to help you? You just gotta stand around, walking around with this ladder attached to you, looking like a dumbass. My 6-month pregnant niece came to visit, and she let my daughter Simone stroke her tummy. Simone asked her, "How are you gonna get the baby out?" And my niece told her the doctor would help. Simone looked really surprised. There's a doctor in there as well? Yes, actually, that's how all babies are born. Every pregnant woman has 2 babies in her, one regular baby and one doctor baby. The doctor baby's job is just to encourage the regular baby to come out of the womb, and then it just explodes inside. It doesn't actually come out.
I don't know why we do that.
How old are you?
I'm only 9 years old.
Only 9.
But it was my sister.
You was not 9.
Mama, tell him it was Tootie. Like, he finna take me to jail for no reason. Police officer, can you listen to me? It was Tootie. No, it was Tootie. Tootie, come here.
Oh, shit. How old is she?
She 5. She had my phone. Mama.
It's a family supposed to stick together until this happens, then immediately snitching is happening. Honestly, I get it, you know, as a kid, I don't think there's anything more scary than the prospect of going to jail for whatever reason. I mean, you see, you know, Scared Straight. For me, at least, when I saw that as a kid, I needed no other convincing, alright? I was not gonna go to jail. The cop is just standing there the entire time, like, kind of chuckling, laughing, and the girl is just begging for her life. Yeah, personally, I am going nowhere near that cake. It's basically just a spit-flavored cake at this point. This literally goes on for like an entire minute before she finally blows the candles out, just absolutely coating the entire cake in spit and saliva and all kinds of toddler shit. You, me, and empathy. I show empathy by farting. Yeah, me too. That's how I like to show empathy and show people that I really care. What's going on in that picture exactly? I'm not even seeing any farting happening in that image.
Where'd it go?
Now you gotta try that same thing with a bow and arrow. Now try that, see how that worked. This brings back crazy memories. I think I used to have one of these things when I was a kid. I haven't used it in an extremely long time, but I remember having something like this.
What are you making?
You're being really mean right now.
What are you making? Ice jello? Stay tuned. So what's the next step? After it melts?
You put them in there?
What, it's gotta come to a boil?
No. It just
What?
has to be really hot.
Then you put it in here and then what?
You freeze it.
Then you freeze it?
And then you let it sit out for a minute.
Okay, I will come back at the next step.
Are you kidding me, dude? There's no way. Ice jello? So let me get this straight. The process is you put ice in a pan, you boil the ice, then you pour the ice into the thing, the container, and then you refreeze the ice, and then that's how you make ice jello. Sounds pretty good, honestly. I might have to try that. This is a 2-minute long video, and for some reason, the first time I watched it, I literally watched the entire thing. I don't know what I was expecting to happen. I mean, I quite literally knew exactly what was gonna happen, but I still watched the entire thing just to see if somehow she actually could make ice jello. That might have been the biggest waste of 2 minutes I've ever had, ever. Also, I feel like this girl is way too old to be this stupid. No offense, but like, this is a little concerning. Blank told his therapist to not get her panties in a wad today, so we need to work on that. My parents used to say that all the time, honestly. I'm surprised I didn't say that to any adults growing up because I heard it all the time as a kid. This guy says his 7-year-old cousin discovered a Facebook Messenger. Is that your pet? Yes. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Missed video call. Hi. Hi, bro. Hee hee hee, thumbs up, thumbs up. Video call, video call. Can you please play Fortnite with me? Video call. Would you rather eat cold pizza or eat warm yogurt, or would you rather lose your hair or lose your shoes? Why aren't you at school, mate? He's asking the real questions though. I mean, cold pizza or warm yogurt? I would have to go with cold pizza, and I don't really understand the second one. Would you rather lose your hair or lose your shoes? Listen, buddy, plenty of people are already losing their hair, so you gotta give them a different option than that. And I hope you played Fortnite with him. It was Christmas, so I hope you did.
Say it, read again.
Bash, switch, tablet.
Okay, let's see which one.
That's the options I get.
Yeah, let's see which one you go.
No!
Whose idea do you think that was? Do you think that was the dad's idea or the kid's idea? How many times do you think he asked to redo it before he finally realized what was actually going on? Or maybe he never realized. Maybe he just continues to think that it's just picking the worst answer for him every time.
Mommy! I'm
This looks like absolute hell, man. I've seen so many videos online of like these theaters where when they say chicken jockey, people are like throwing popcorn, throwing drinks everywhere. That was not a thing in my theater. When I went to see the movie, everybody clapped and cheered, but there was no throwing popcorn. There was no, you know, any of this stuff. I don't know where this came from. At the end of the video, they even show the aftermath of what it looks like after all the kids had left, and holy shit, dude. I mean,
This is the worst you've seen?
Well, at least they didn't set the theater on fire.
to be honest, like if I was that employee, I would just quit on the spot. I am not cleaning all that up. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to pay me way more than whatever they get paid. Notice to all guests attending a Minecraft movie, the throwing of popcorn, candy, or any other items inside the auditorium or any area of the building is strictly prohibited. This behavior is disruptive, unsafe, and disrespectful to others. Anyone caught throwing items will be asked to leave immediately and will be banned from returning to the cinema indefinitely. We are committed to providing a safe and enjoyable movie experience for all guests. Thank you for your cooperation. This is what they did, guys. This is what the children have caused.
Are you going?
I'm going to a different house because you don't want to come in because I want to sleep and you said no.
You're leaving to a different house because I won't let you sleep in our room?
Yeah.
See ya. And who are you going to sleep with?
Rudy.
You're going to Rudy's house?
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Let me open the door.
I will gladly help you open the door. Bye.
Bye.
That's what I thought. Come on in.
Alright, now what they don't show in this video is how long the two cuts were in between, because for all we know, it could have been within 5 minutes he was back there crying to get back in. Did any of you guys ever do this as a kid? Or like maybe even pretend to like run away? I knew somebody that pretended to run away and tried to come to my house, and then I kind of was like, you can't really stay here, and then they just went back home. But me personally, I never, I don't think I ever tried this, and it wouldn't have worked out for me if I did, so I'm glad that I didn't. I was too afraid of living on the streets. My 7-year-old just got mad at his brother and called him ugly, and his brother got really upset about it and started crying. They're identical twins. Identical twins. Maybe he meant it on a level deeper than like physicality. Maybe he said he was trying to say that he had an ugly personality. Maybe that's what he was going for. Do you guys think identical twins actually think they look like each other? Because I feel like if I was an identical twin, I would notice every single difference with me and my twin. Any single minute detail that'd be different, and I would feel like I would look way different than them. My toddler just saw newborn pics of himself with his clamped umbilical cord and is now convinced he had a second penis that we chopped off. Is that what circumcision really is? They're just getting rid of your other penis? They simply had to nerf us, I guess, you know. We'd be too OP if we had double penises.
Mommy! They're following me! Mommy!
Man, I understand her, dude. Ducks, well, I guess not really ducks, more geese are pretty terrifying when they're mad at you and they're chasing you. I'm not really sure how she pissed off a bunch of ducks, but I get it, you know, I understand. One time when I was younger, I was at the park on some rollerblades, and I rollerbladed past a Canadian goose, and that dude got pissed. He was like squawking at me, chasing me down. Now luckily I was much faster than him, obviously, because I was on rollerblades, so I was able to make a successful safe escape. Had I not, things might have changed for me very quickly. Things might have turned out very bad, and I might not even be here to be telling you this story, so you know, bring rollerblades with you to the park, because I guess the lesson there. I was out with my sons, and my youngest started crying because he wanted a box of tampons thinking it was candy. My middle son yelled, "Those aren't candy, they're tampons for mommy's wiener." My oldest screamed, "Mommy doesn't have a wiener, she has a vagina." Wear a condom. How do you mistake a box of tampons for candy, though? What about that looks appetizing whatsoever? Kids just think anything is candy, dude. I like how all he says before he goes in for that is Corn dog. And then he realizes immediately that it was a massive mistake. To be honest though, I think he did what we've all wanted to do at some point. I mean, we've all seen those things, those cattails or whatever they're called out when you're on a walk or something in the park. And you know, you've always thought to yourself, it kind of looks like a corn dog. I wonder what that would taste like. But you never did it. And this kid did. So you know what? I gotta give him props for that, even if it didn't go the way he was expecting.
The boys are being persistent about trying minced garlic. So Mama will hold it.
Yeah. He tried it.
Why did he keep it in his mouth for so long? It's like his brain was trying to compute all of the different senses he was feeling at once and it just couldn't do it. He got overloaded and froze. Why minced garlic? That is such a random thing to want to try so badly. I feel like I don't know if I've ever even had minced garlic in my life at all. My 7-year-old told me that Jeremy gives her all the answers at school. As the conversation went on, I found out that Jeremy is her brain. She named her brain Jeremy. Wow, she's gonna grow up to be a genius. Just you wait, Jeremy is gonna get her very far in life. My kid thinks no smoking signs mean no coloring on the walls with markers, so he just keeps hanging them everywhere. Wait, I kind of see it though. Low-key, I kind of see what he's talking about. I just realized. And check it out, this is the rest of the signs on his door. He's got a sign for no jars, no dad, no phones, and of course the no coloring on the walls one. No jars is interesting. Why exactly are jars not allowed in your room? What happened? What incident occurred with a jar that required this? And what did dad do to get banned from the room? Is mom still allowed to go in, but dad is permanently banned? Maybe it has something to do with the jars. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of correlation there that I'm not really picking up on. I'm too Sigma to talk. Welcome to the Sigma room. If you want to come into my room, you have to say Sigma boy, Riz Sigma, thank you. Riz boy, Sigma Riz boy. Dude, oh my god, the brain rot has gone into another level. He's just repeating himself. He's broken. Here we go, guys. Another one of these videos. How many have we seen at this point of kids trying to blow out other people's birthday cakes? What's the deal with this? What is the obsession with having to blow out the candles? It's not your birthday, man. This is even worse because he completely missed the candles and he just spat all over the cake. You can hear it when he does the spit. It's just like a... just everywhere, all over the cake. That thing is probably soaked now. He just claimed the entire thing is his. Draw an arrow to each temperature on the thermometer. Well, I mean, to be honest, he low-key did follow the directions. You just didn't, the directions weren't very good. And then I like how he just circled 29 degrees Celsius because he was like thinking that one of those was supposed to be the answer. He probably had no idea. He was like, fuck it, I don't know, 29 degrees Celsius, sure.
What the? It's alright. Taco Bell. Oh.
Man, anytime I see a video like this, the first thing I wonder is like, where is the parents? Like, is there just nobody watching this kid so where he can just like run around and drink people's drinks for no reason? I mean, you can hear the dad talk at the end and I think he offered to get the guy a new drink, but still, it's like, how do you even like lose sight of your kid for 2 seconds to where he goes and drinks somebody's drink like that? That's so strange.
One of the kids decided to put an egg down.
Well, we got the problem solver.
We're gonna see if this is gonna work, guys.
Oh, I got it! It's stuck!
Man, that's a pretty insane spot though. I'm wondering how they even managed to find that. What would happen if they didn't get it out of there? Like if they just tried to turn the car on and start driving and it was like blocked, would the car just... If so, it's a good thing that they found it, because goddamn, that would be a bit of an Easter disaster, to say the least. Man, Just found out my 10-year-old daughter has been commenting "you so cute" on random little boys' YouTube videos, logged into my account. So now it looks like a grown man with 200,000 subs is trying to groom the cast to Spy Kids. Just out here flirting with 5th graders. Hell yeah. Then I saw she tried to win a giveaway by saying, "Help, my daughter has cancer. DOTER. I look like an illiterate file begging for free squishmallows. Love that. If you need me, I'll be selling fake V-Bucks in a van behind a church. Call Chris Hansen." Yeah, I would definitely be a little bit concerned if I was just browsing YouTube and saw a grown man commenting on a child's video, "you so cute." My kids figured out the password to my wife's computer and have been sending me these texts as if they were from her. The kids deserve device time. They've been going through a tough stretch of school. They have been good at dealing with this all. Just a random thought. Love ya. I think we should let the kids do their Roblox or whatever during school. It's been a bumpy road this year and they deserve it. Love ya. I mean, this is actually kind of genius. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty convincing. Kids in their damn Roblox, dude. I swear to God. I work at a restaurant, right? And I have to like bring people's food out to them. I would say probably 80% of the time there's a child below the age of 10 at the table. They have an iPad in front of them and they are playing Roblox. It's always Roblox. I don't know what it is. It's a pandemic, dude. It's consumed the youth. My dad watched my 3-year-old nephew for my sister today. Not 1 minute of overtime I laid him down for his nap. He pooped, took his jammies off and his diaper, then ate his poop and washed it down with his milk. All over his face, the cup. I scrubbed him and cleaned up all the poop. But I'm done. I'm completely done for the day. I was gagging the whole time. And you need diapers. Only a couple left. Okay, thanks for letting me know so I can buy alcohol today. Yeah, well, he's just now starting to fall asleep. So, he ate his poop and washed it down with milk? I mean, shit, bro. I would probably need a chaser too, man. Why do children do these things, dude? I swear there should be something that comes, like, pre-installed on your brain when you get born about, like, don't eat your own poop. Like, you think by looking at your poop, you'd be like, that probably doesn't taste very good. But no, they don't give a shit, dude. They do it anyway. When I was 10, I wanted to get my brother in trouble, so I printed a pic of him and then taped it on my face and went into my parents' room at 3 in the morning and threw eggs at them. I bet that worked. I bet that did not go wrong whatsoever. That must be a terrifying thing to have happen to you, dude. Imagine you're like peacefully sleeping, you know, dreaming about something awesome, and then all of a sudden you're shot awake by an egg smacking you directly in the face, and you're looking around trying to find out where the hell it came from, and you see a figure in the doorway that just has a mask of one of your children on it, and it's just chucking eggs at you. I would think I was in some sort of sick and twisted nightmare. My daughter said she likes lying because it makes her heart beat fast. Girl, WTF. I think you may have a psychopath on your hands. I don't think that's normal. Lexington family stuck with 70,000 Dum-Dums lollipop. Child ordered on Amazon. How does this even happen? How do you accidentally order 70,000? Whenever you're ordering something on Amazon and you put it in the cart to like add more, you have to press the little plus button. So you're telling me this kid pressed that shit 70,000 times? What? Now listen, here's what I would do if I was in that situation. I would take all the Dum-Dums, I would go around the town giving them out to like, you know, homeless people and children and like all these types of needy people, whatever. Everybody would love me and I would become the mayor. And I would rule the town. It's a matter of perspective, you know, you can look at it as, oh my God, my kid bought all these Dum-Dums, or you can turn it into something productive like that. My mom is happiest when nobody is around her. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, first glance when I saw this picture, I thought she was dead. It really just looks like in the picture she is just gone forever. She can't even see the TV. She gotta like sit up a little bit or something. I remember when I was little, I didn't get how pranks worked. So on April Fools, I screamed April Fools before kicking my dad full force in the balls, causing him to spill his coffee on himself. Not the happiest man I've ever seen. Man, that's another thing that should come pre-installed on humans, or especially men, you know? Don't kick other men in the balls. It's painful seeing somebody get hit in the balls, bro. I'm on a softball team, and the last game we played, the shortstop on the other team got hit directly in the balls by somebody on our team's hit. I heard the thud that made, and I just took a knee, and I prayed to the Lord for him. My kids brought me a mint to try. I commented that it tasted like toothpaste, and they said it was hard toothpaste they scraped out of the sink and rolled into mint balls, and they want me to be an investor. They call them breath balls. And does anyone want to adopt some kids? Hold on though. You're not thinking like a real entrepreneur. That's the thing. This is why you'll never be a billionaire. If I was their parent, I would hone that idea. I would get them into a lab. I'd give them funding. You know, I would figure that out immediately. They even have an awesome name for them, dude. Breath balls. That is an amazing name. That rolls off the tongue perfectly. Important safety information regarding school-issued devices. Dear parents and guardians, we are writing to inform you of a concerning trend circulating on the social media platform TikTok that poses a significant safety risk within school environments. This trend involves students inserting foreign objects such as paper clips, push pins, or pencil lead into the ports of school-issued electronic devices. This dangerous behavior can cause devices to spark, smoke, or even catch fire. We want to emphasize that this is not a harmless prank. This is a thing? What? I swear there's a new TikTok trend like every other day. Remember, it all started with the Tide Pod thing, and now we got shit like this. There's probably gonna be a trend that's like, you know, hop in the tub with your toaster. Guys, make sure to tune in for my next video where I do the stick your hand in a blender challenge. Saw this scene as a kid and had the stupid idea of going to my bathroom at midnight and squirting the soap bottle into my mouth because it looked tasty in the movie. Regretted it instantly. Yeah, I mean, every kid has that moment, I feel like, where they smell something that smells good or it like looks good and then they taste it and it's terrible. For me, that was Play-Doh. I feel like I definitely consumed Play-Doh on at least one occasion. Mother's Day card I made in 2nd grade for my mom, a few weeks away from having an 11-pound, 23-inch baby at the time, though I forgot to mention that in the card. My mother. My mother likes to lay down, but she can't get up. My mother doesn't like to do jobs. The hardest thing my mother does is get up. My mother loves me best when I pull her up. Wow, she sounds really lazy, man. Your mom sounds like kind of a piece of shit. School evacuated as grenade brought to show and tell. A school was evacuated and Army explosive experts called after a pupil unexpectedly produced a grenade from his pocket in a show and tell assembly. Like a live, like real grenade. Imagine being the teacher in that moment. You're having a nice show and tell with your students and one of them slips a grenade out of his pocket and he pulls the pin and he's like, you guys want to make fun of me for always bringing lame shit to show and tell? Well, how about this? When I was 7, I said that I wanted to be emo. My mom told me that emos pull their toenails off. Later that night, I wrapped my feet in blankets in fear that the emos would come out from under my bed and pull my toenails off. I've had that fear since then. To be honest, I kind of think your mom might have been onto something. I mean, like, look at emos. I mean, that looks like you know, someone that would pull a toenail off or two. You know, no offense to any emos that are still out there in our year of the Lord 2025, but if you are, you might be eating toenails. The car will go over the big bridge. You should try to dodge the ball so you don't get hit. The Cub Scout will get a badge for making a fire. Did you edge? Did you edge to the flag today? You are not a real American patriot unless you are edging to the flag once a day, every single day. Real gooners goon to America first. Alright, before anything else, America comes first. My 5-year-old put this in the microwave because he didn't realize it was ready to eat as is. He thought all popcorn needed to go in the microwave. Oh man, maybe he just really likes it extra crispy. Personally, for me, I think it looks a little bit charred, but to each their own, right? I'm not gonna hate. Injured and laying on the floor in the worst physical pain I've ever been in, and my naked 3-year-old runs across the house and puts his nose touching my face and asks me, how do you measure time? Listen, the real questions, they don't have time to wait for answers. Sometimes to really break free, you just gotta run around the house naked and, you know, think about the universe and time and the galaxy. I get it, man. I've done it plenty of times. I actually did it just before I started recording this video, and I'm probably gonna go back to doing it after I finish. Found this drawing from when I was a kid. The title says Grandma and Breasts, and I have no idea why on earth I drew this. LMAO. Baba Ise. That build is ridiculous. That might be the craziest build I've ever seen in my life. This is kind of modern art, honestly. You should put this in a museum. So I went to football training to try and organise a group of 9-year-olds. 10 minutes in, I noticed one kid is wearing one boot and one sock. I look around and I don't see a boot lying on the over anywhere. I said, oh mate, where's your boot? He threw his arms in the air and he said, I don't know. Another kid's like, yeah, he's lost it. I said to myself, what the fuck? Kid went through the whole training on a half dump over wearing one boot. After training, he's carrying his other boot. I'm like, oh, you found your boot, mate? He said, yeah, it was in me boot bag. Oh, I'm dead. That is proper. That is class. That is class, man. 4-year-old neighbor is thrilled to learn I walk the same dog every day.
This looks like the same dog from last time.
It is.
Dad, it's the same dog as last time.
I don't know why, but 4-year-old neighbor is like such a funny term to me. You think about it as like, oh, my neighbor's 4-year-old child. But this makes it kind of seem like it's like a 4-year-old with a house and a wife and a car and a dog and a nice 6-figure paying job. Today, my 7-year-old came into the room crying. I asked him what happened and he said that his 5-year-old brother put 80 cows in his house in Minecraft while he was offline and that it was entirely too many cows. And honest to Christ, I have no idea how to parent any of this. I mean, that is an insane, ridiculous amount of cows, to be honest. Depending on how big your house is, that's actually pretty impressive. But I think now it's unfortunately time for you to get out the diamond sword and go to work. My 6-year-old son has been talking about needing to do his hair nice and be cute for school so he can attract females. I was terrified he got exposed to some alpha male shit. You know what it was? Animal Planet. He is learning to flirt from bird documentaries. Okay, so he's gonna do like a little song and dance. I heard girls like that when you do a little performance for them at school. Told my kids I couldn't find the hot cocoa powder, to which my 4-year-old said, maybe someone took it and hid it behind my bed. Which is a suspiciously specific theory. Yeah, I don't know. I just got this weird hunch that somebody took the cocoa powder and just put it behind my bed. I don't know why anyone would do that. That's such a weird spot for it, but you might want to go check. I just have a feeling.
William?
What the hell? Why is he looking like that? Nah, I don't think you gave him enough excitement. You had to be like, what? William? You're Spider-Man? You know, to be honest, bro, it's kind of f***ed up that you recorded and posted this because he was trying to trust you with this secret identity, and here you are, you know, showing the world, bro. You're like J. Jonah Jameson.
You serious?
My son bet me that he could make a piece of paper fly farther than I could, so he spent 10 minutes making the fanciest paper airplane I've ever seen. The look on his face when I crumpled mine into a ball and launched it across the house was priceless. Sucks to be a loser. You gotta teach him young, man. The life is not fair. Not everybody is gonna go through the same amount of effort to get results that you are. I mean, to be honest though, I think this just means his paper plane wasn't good enough, because a real good paper plane would definitely go farther than a paper ball. Hate playing make-believe with little kids. You shoot them with a laser and they're like, actually I went back in time so it doesn't count. The f*** are you talking about? You just casually rip open a hole in the space-time continuum? That's irresponsible as shit, pal. Yeah, what are you doing, man? Someone's gotta teach these kids some consequences, man. You don't know what happens when you do that. You could tear a time warp hole in space. Keep doing that shit, you might accidentally create a black hole in the living room, bro. I don't think you want to do that. Great. My 3-year-old saw me pull a tampon out, and now she's going around saying mommy had a mouse in her butt. Well, I mean, what is she doing putting the tampons in her ass? That's probably not a good idea. My baby learned to crawl yesterday, and the very first thing he did was beeline to an outlet and try to put his mouth on it. How has the human race survived this long? You know he was thinking about that shit every single day. He was like, man, when I learn to crawl, I'm going straight for that outlet. I just need to know what that feels like. That's also what we call natural selection. Seems that yours has been weeded out a little bit early. Alright guys, get ready for an actually f***ed up story. My son made multiple purchases of Robux starting on July 24th through August 4th. My checking account has been charged over $5,800. This is unacceptable and could potentially be life-altering. I'm a 44-year-old father of 5. I was injured severely last November and I am currently disabled and working hard to recover from my surgery. Being injured has caused me serious financial difficulties and the struggles have been very difficult. We were about to lose our home as the bank was threatening to foreclose. Finally, I was able to get some relief and got some money out of my retirement. Then out of left field, my son makes a series of charges to my PlayStation, I think he meant. 92 charges to be exact, totaling over $5,800. I noticed that my bank account was slowing being drained on the 4th of this month. This guy cannot type, but no, that's fine. This has the potential to cost me my home and could be out on the street in a couple months. I have contacted both Sony and Roblox, and neither company is willing to give me a full refund. Sony was able to refund $103 for some game he bought, but the larger sum that was spent on Roblox seems I will never get back. PlayStation offered me some heartless response saying I need to set up security for the account as if I didn't have it password protected already. The little kid is so brainwashed by the game that he literally sat and watched over my shoulder as I put in the password and memorized it. Wow. Yeah, you know, I've made a lot of kids are stupid videos, but this is genuinely just a stupid ass kid. Yeah, I'm sorry. If my kid did this, I would genuinely disown him. Like, even if he didn't really know the extent of what he was doing, he still had to know that he was spending like too much money. I genuinely don't know if I would be able to forgive my son for this. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could. And you know, he's probably just gonna go blow it all on grow a garden and it's gonna be gone immediately.
Where are you going?
I wanna go dad's.
You gotta go to your dad's?
Yeah.
Well, come here, give me a hug. I'll miss you.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna come back soon?
Yeah.
All right. But have fun at your dad's.
Bye.
Bye, love you.
Love you. Dad, what are you doing?
I've never seen a kid that wants to be in a divorced family. This is really something. This is gonna be the only kid who, when his parents tell him that they're getting divorced, he's like, yes, finally, I get to have 2 houses and 2 rooms. And I also love how at the end, his dad is just sitting there and he's like, Dad, what are you doing? Why are you here? I thought you were supposed to be at your house. My son told me he learned that octopuses can climb through small cracks, so he's scared to swim in the ocean because an octopus might climb inside his butt. And now I'm scared to swim in the ocean too. You know, I never really thought about that actually, and now I'm kind of scared to swim in the ocean. And I've already had incidents in the ocean. A couple of years ago, I got stung by a jellyfish, so I'm not gonna take any chances here actually. This guy's name is literally Octopus Caveman though, so the octopus people probably f with him, and I'm sure he'd be fine.
Hold on, guys.
Now, honestly, I feel the same way whenever I'm around a lot of geese. You know how earlier we were talking about if ducks are predators or not? Geese are most definitely predators, and they actually are very scary compared to ducks. Those things have no fear, and they have a hate in their heart for everything. It's really scary. When I was 6, I named my Animal Crossing character Sex. I couldn't change it back, so panicked. Went outside the next day and smashed the game card with a hammer. I have lived with this my whole life. Why did you freak out so hard? That what, like your parents would see it or something? Our 4-year-old neighbor started preschool today. He came over to play this afternoon, and when he was leaving, I said, have fun at school tomorrow. He said, I already went. I said, yeah, but you have to go every day. And he was like, what? Poor guy thought he was done with that nonsense. Man, just wait till he finds out about jobs. September 2004. I don't think that's not even the right date. Why did you put it on 2004? But hey, you know, at least the sun's out. It's a nice, beautiful day. We can ignore whatever is going on below that. Holy shit, what did he do? You can see the look on his face while she's bothering him. He's like, don't push my buttons. I will unleash my anime abilities on you and you will be frozen and bound to the floor. I have one intelligent child who is designing a parachute, and putting this as politely as I can, I have another child willing to try the parachute. Both sides are needed equally, you know? You gotta have somebody who's willing to try it to see if it works. Was reading 5-year-old a bedtime story, and we reached a page where the pictures had been scribbled over with black pen. He got upset, saying his favoritist book was ruined and that this was the worst day ever. I reminded him that he did it last week. No, it couldn't have been me. There's no way. My 5-year-old nephew asked how long my newborn needed to charge before he could go home. It's a heart rate monitor. No, it kind of does look like he's charging though. You know, sometimes babies get born, but they're still on a low battery, so they need to chill and charge for a while before they can actually go home. Bedtime was half an hour ago. My 6-year-old just walked out bleary-eyed and asked his father if a duck is a predator. Some things are too important to go to bed without knowing. Is a duck a predator? Let me do some research real quick. Wow, they are, guys. Ducks are predators, you know? They might be the least intimidating predators I've ever seen in my entire life, but good to know, I guess. I wouldn't let her wear dirty underwear as a hat. Yeah, you know, I've been there. Oh, God, the amount of times I've wanted to wear dirty underwear as a hat, but it's not like anybody tells me no. I just get weird looks whenever I go out in public. I just decided it wasn't worth it, but it makes me really sad.
Happy birthday to you.
I mean, to be honest, if I was at that table and I would be eating that cake, I'd probably rather have the kid try to use his fingers to put it out instead of blowing all over it, because, you know, he would just be launching spit projectiles everywhere, and then I probably wouldn't want to eat the cake anymore. I wouldn't give him beer. What the hell? You know, this actually does remind me, when I was a lot younger, I was probably like 11 or 12. I went to a winery with my dad and my cousin, and I ended up trying some of the, you know, beverages, and I hated all of them a lot. So much that I pledged to never drink again. Now, I can't say that I really held true to that promise, but you should let the kid try some, man. You never know. Maybe he'll, not like it. Maybe he will.
Yeah, he does have a sore throat, so that popsicle might do the trick.
Oh.
Okay,
baby.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Get it. Yes.
Wow, you know, this reminds me of the one time that I had a birthday party and I breakdanced in front of everybody that I invited, and I thought I was going absolutely crazy, and I think it was probably looking exactly like something like that. Everyone was still gassing me up, though. I remember very vividly. Now, they may have just been being nice because it was my birthday, but, you know, we don't have to talk about that.
Oh my god. When your son eats your dad as ashes. My son has eaten my dad's ashes.
Wow, that is quite the unique situation. Well, you know what? At least he's with him forever now. He's truly inside him forever. Well, maybe not forever. Maybe for like 10 to 24 hours. Anyway, guys, I think on that note, I'm going to end this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both of which are @DomSoEpic. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.